Thanks for joining us for another Bet on a Vet, and please welcome Christy Hayes. And Christy is an Air Force veteran. So, Christy, let's start with your time in the military. When did you join, and why did you join?
So I joined when I was 18 in January of 2001, and I guess I'm aging myself there, but I joined right out of high school, and I didn't know what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go. I wasn't really ready to go into college and apply for scholarships, and I didn't really have any college funds saved up. So it was kind of a way to pay for school and kind of give me a little bit of direction. So I went in and joined as a special purpose heavy diesel mechanic. I went down to school at Port Hueneme with the Seabees. So we were like a joint Air Force and Navy Seabees training facility down there. And then my first base was Dover, Delaware on the East Coast. So I was stationed there for 2 years. Was there during 9/11. So I went in just before 9/11, and then was there for September 11th in the attacks.
So that's not the origin story I was expecting because you're now a restaurant and bar owner. I thought that you might have got into food services or something like that. How do you go from being a diesel mechanic to
Yeah.
what you do now?
So I was always into auto shop when I was in high school. My first car was a '68 Mustang that I learned to rebuild in high school with my dad. I now have my dad's '46 Ford still that I cruise around. We have car shows at my restaurant. So I was always into automotive stuff, and then decided I wanted to learn something different, and so I went into heavy diesel, and I learned a lot, and definitely got to work on a lot of weird equipment that I would have not normally, like flight line equipment, loaders, snow equipment, stuff for up in the Arctic because I was my second base was up in Eielson, Alaska, so I worked on a lot of like SUSVs and stuff like that. So a lot of interesting stuff.
Okay, so where does food come in?
So before I joined the military, I started my first job as a dishwasher at 15. My neighbor owned a restaurant in my hometown in Los Osos. And so I started out there as a dishwasher, then worked my way up to prep cook, eventually made it to a line cook, and was working there up until I left for the military. So I had spent several years in the back of the house. And then when I got out of the Air Force, I got a job working as a host up here in Woodland, and kind of learned my way through the restaurant front of the house after the military.
So what kind of timeline are we talking about there?
So I got out in 2004 of active duty and went active reserve down to Travis Air Force Base. So I went from active duty to 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year. And then I had to live within 100 miles of the base, so I ended up in Woodland. I got a job in 2004 at Morrison's upstairs here in Woodland, and then worked there for 6 years. Worked my way up to bartender, and then I was going to school at Sac State, and this was during now 2008, 2010, the economy crash, and so
Mhm.
Morrison closed in 2010. Um, and then I was approached by some folks to try and open a restaurant in 2011, and I finally got it opened in January of 2012.
Is that something 18-year-old Christy would have seen herself doing?
No, I never thought I'd be in the restaurant industry, but the restaurant industry, it's not really a job, it's a lifestyle. So once you
Mhm.
kind of live in it, you're kind of in it. So I've always enjoyed the restaurant industry and meeting new people, and it's kind of I guess like a rush to work the busy nights and stuff like that. So you just kind of get used to it, and you don't
Yeah.
find it in any other job.
And if we haven't mentioned the name of the restaurant, it's Kitchen 428. And I'm sorry, the bar's name is,
The bar's name is Mojo's Lounge and Kitchen 428 Restaurant.
yeah, and it's
So,
in downtown Woodland.
yes, downtown Woodland, right off of Main Street on First and Bush.
What did you learn in the military that helped you as a businesswoman now?
Definitely compartmentalizing and discipline and just handling stress situations. I think I do pretty well with that, with all the stress of running a restaurant. I guess my deep attention to detail with the restaurant.
Mhm. That's so important.
Yeah, just kind of coordinating. I've always got a lot of balls in the air, so
Yeah.
just being able to juggle all of that.
What about delegation? I would think, especially being an owner, you have to be able to let go of certain things and trust certain people to get it done. Because you can't, like you said earlier, you're juggling so many balls at one time. You can't do it all.
That's probably my biggest weakness is delegating. So,
Really?
yeah.
Are we going to work on that?
Yeah. I like to control, and I like things a certain way, and so I tend to hold on to a lot of jobs which I should probably let go of. But so, like yesterday was my day off, so I was only there for 2 hours.
On your day off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the life of a business owner.
Yes.
Well, thank you for talking with us today. It's Kitchen 428 and Mojo's Lounge in Woodland.
Yes.
And another veteran-owned business, which is why we do Bet on a Vet. We want to feature you. If you are a veteran who owns a business, you can go to our website, and I think there's a link on there, kncifm.com. And what's Kitchen 428's website?
Mojo's kitchen428.com.
Awesome. Thank you for talking with us today. Thank you for serving. It's funny, you served and you still serve. It's just different kind of service.
Serving. Yes.
You've probably heard that joke before. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Christy Hayes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.